ass out on the street. Say what you got. You used to think you owned the street. We'll pack your bags and your ass is dead meat. Victory, bring it on. Here's a receipt.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the 2-year anniversary special for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And technically this is take 2.
Yeah, this feels like take 2. I don't know
Last week we had a lot of technical issues with uploading the podcast and the Spreaker app we use, so...
It was a good episode, too. I'm pissed.
Yep, so we're going to basically do... We're not going to do last week's show this week. We're going to continue with the Raw and Smackdown review for this week, but this is technically our 2-year anniversary for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And I'm your host, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Masters. You can follow me on Twitter at RealKyleMasters. And I'm joined always for the last 2 years by my co-host, the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Corporate Cappy. Guys, welcome to week 2 of the Lowdown Show on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, the weekly episodic podcast where me and my co-hosts review and discuss Raw and Smackdown from the past week, as well as any important news in the WWE in our new poll segment called the Luke Gallows Polls, which is ironic now, as we'll get into. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the links will be in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite Thursday night WWE podcast live on Spreaker Radio at Spreaker.com/NHBWP. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, share your thoughts, have any questions for us about Raw and Smackdown, tweet us at NoHoldsBarredWP or go over to our official website, which will be in the description below, and send us a comment by email. You can also use the hashtag The Lowdown Show on Twitter, and we will read your tweets live on the air. So... before we start, guys, as you know, we had problems last week uploading this podcast, but so far so good as we're recording it live right now, and it says that we are live, so hopefully out there are hearing us live. Yeah. Before we get into the show, quick shout out to 3 of our fellow wrestling podcasts out there. One is to RTM Wrestling, guys. Go check them out. They do a fantastic podcast reviewing Raw and NXT and also all sorts of stuff. You can go and check them out at RTM Wrestling on YouTube and follow them on Twitter at RTM Wrestling. Go ahead and check out to The Locker Room Talk. They do a fantastic WWE podcast as well. And as well as a new podcast that's reached out to us, the PWP podcast. They look like a new podcast and it looks like they're going to be booming up soon. So go check them out too. So shout out to all those guys. Good work, guys, and glad to be doing some Twitter business with you guys. I love tweeting at them, especially RTM. They're hilarious. And The Locker Room Talk. You guys make me laugh every Monday night with your tweets, man. You guys are hilarious. But speaking of Monday nights, getting into Monday Night Raw, we opened up with Shane McMahon again. And it was said before, like right before he came out, WWE tweeted out, due to overwhelming social media support, Shane will be running Raw again.
And we thought this was like a joke.
But apparently it's true. I read during the week that it was true. That's not a backstory by WWE. This is actually 100% authentic.
So WWE actually listened to the Twitter warriors? Or
yeah. They're listening to those Twitter warriors out there, which me included, my Real Kyle Masters account. I'm a huge Twitter warrior. It was announced, it was announced on Twitter before Raw that he's going to be in charge of that Raw. And are they going to continue that every week? Every week is there going to be an overwhelming support and we're going to see Shane every week because of it? Or are they just going to finally come out and tell us, look, Shane's running Raw for good now? Because I honestly think that's the direction they're going into because I've heard nothing about the Authority coming back whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. When are we going to hear what happened with Steph and Triple H? What the hell is going to happen with that?
I don't know. I'm guessing 1 week. There's going to be a week where they come out and tell us Shane and Triple H and Steph have finally stop the TV business. They're going to be more corporate and be in the offices more, and Triple H is going to be overseeing, maybe they're going to say Triple H oversees NXT more rather than be on the show because maybe it's the travel is too much for him. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe they end up bringing Steph back in the future as the GM of SmackDown. So
yeah, we're still waiting for the brand split. Who knows when that's going to happen?
Which I think is going to happen. I'm 100%
all
for the brand split.
Fucking tag teams they've got up here right now. What are they going to do with all these teams?
I don't know. And they're keeping the vaudevillains on SmackDown, which is interesting enough. I'm finding that really odd that they're not having at least a match or two on Raw, and it's always been on SmackDown. And again, this week they've been on SmackDown. So
and the debut of another tag team, which we'll get into later. But there's probably 10 tag teams right now.
Yeah,
about that you're just you don't know what to do.
You can easily split up and have on 2 separate shows and have a brand split. Yep. But Shane appearing on Raw, coming out and saying that they need to shake things up again on Raw, and announces the tag team title tournament. So the bracket's pretty hilarious.
Brought to you by Bootios.
Yeah, brought to you by Bootios. As if you didn't see the bracket, go check it out on Twitter or Google. Do what you gotta do, but go check it out. It's probably the funniest looking bracket ever. It's New Day style, if you know what that means. He also announced that Natalya would face Charlotte for the women's title on Raw.
Great.
Zayn would face Styles, and if Sami Zayn wins, he'll be added to the world title match at Payback, and it would be a triple threat match.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Shane already just shaking up shit on Raw just from that announcement. And then Kevin Owens interrupts him, saying that he gets screwed from time and time again and demands, not wants, demands his IC title rematch. So Shane doesn't book him in an IC title rematch, books him against Cesaro. And the winner of that is basically the so-called number one contender for the IC championship. Holy crap, and that match was next. It was the very next match. But, like, wow.
Cesaro came out in his suit again.
Yeah, we'll down to it later, but, like, I'm still really confused right now. Is Shane, again, I go back to it, is Shane running Raw for good? Like, they need to literally come out and tell us, because we're not, I hate coming here every week and saying, okay, what the hell is going to be the excuse this week for Shane running Raw? Is Vince sick, or what the hell they're going to do? But everything points towards a brand split. But, like, what an announcement to start Raw. That's crazy.
Maybe next week Vince is going to come out and say no more of this, social media support for Shane. I'm stopping this now, and
could you imagine
taking control of Raw now? He's going to say like Shane didn't take control the last 2 weeks, even though Vince will,
So I think something's going to happen. It's going to be we're going to get maybe we'll do a draft like after Payback. Maybe like Payback is where we're going to get the final like confirmation about everything and a clear picture of what the hell is going on.
I want to see a draft. The draft was cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, Steph would be... It'd be cool. It'd be Steph versus Shane. There you go. Two GMs of both brands having a draft together. That'd be great. So, as we were talking about, Kevin Owens and Cesaro had the match right after that announcement. Basically, whoever wins will be the number one contender for Miz's Intercontinental Championship. But it's still, Miz is current champion right now. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It was a really good match to open Raw. Usually some of the opening Raw matches are not that exciting. I mean, they're good, but they're not like over the top good. I mean, Cesaro and Owens put up a pretty good match. Cesaro picks up the victory, though.
Yep.
Wow.
Kevin Owens getting buried.
He was so pissed. After the match, he went backstage and he started arguing with Shane, saying that he keeps getting screwed over and over again. Like, you didn't get screwed, Owens. Come on. I know you're my boy, but come on. You did not get screwed. Cesaro beat you clean, fair and square. Stop whining. And then he, threatens to hurt Sami Zayn. And then, Shane got pissed. He's like, you're not hurting this kid again. You're banned from the arena. And gets carried out by security. The classic carried out by security ban.
Except it was a heel getting carried out by security.
Yeah.
Usually a face, but Cesaro won with the neutralizer.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cesaro, is this
Cesaro push?
Is this the push we've been asking for the last 2 years?
Is he finally going to get a singles?
On the 2-year anniversary, he gets the push. Oh man, I'm actually really excited. I think Cesaro becoming champion eventually, it makes sense. If he's Intercontinental champion, the guy knows 5 different languages. It makes sense that he's Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
If he does become champion, what happens after that? Is there a possibility that Tyson Kidd returns and challenges Cesaro for that title? And they have a little feud between former tag partners.
That would be epic because we haven't heard anything about Tyson Kidd.
Exactly. Where the hell has Tyson Kidd been? There's no injury report on this guy anywhere. And any wrestling sites that I look up for news for us, there's nothing. Zero. Nada. Nothing about Tyson Kidd. Where the hell are you, Tyson?
Maybe they're just keeping him off till they have something for him.
But poor Owens. You know what? I'm being serious. I'm not just being biased because he's my boy. Poor Owens. This guy gets put in unreal, high quality matchups and situations, and he just gets screwed.
Remember when he was losing to Ziggler a couple times?
Exactly. This guy just gets put in these predicaments and loses. But where does Owens go from here? I know he's going to continue his feud with Sami Zayn, right? But that's not going to last long.
I don't understand why he never got a one-on-one rematch for the IC title. He was the champion. Yeah. He never got a rematch clause.
This is basically Shane screwing him there. Maybe that entice Stephanie to draft him over to SmackDown or something if they have a brand split. But if they can't continue the feud past Payback, him and Zayn. Like that's already been done in NXT. We've seen it too much. That's got to end at Zayn. That's got to be like the final match between these guys until maybe later down the road.
Maybe if Roman Reigns retains the title, maybe he'll be the challenger.
I mean, back when he first started WWE, like last year, he was set to be number 2 heel in the company, and then like they had all these call-ups and that just screwed all the plans up. Maybe Zayn and Owens like get included in the IC title picture after if Cesaro wins. Like if Tyson Kidd doesn't come back, which is probably a most likely predicament because who knows where the hell Tyson Kidd is. But man, Sami Zayn though, incredible talent. This kid.
Yep.
Guy just screams future world champion. I see it with the direction of all the champions right now and like the weight class and the skill level. Zayn's future world champion. He can easily be a future world champion.
He reminds me a lot of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. And it just is his moveset and everything about him just screams world champion. Like he gets over with the crowd. So I'm liking the feud with Owens right now, and hopefully it's the finale.
Like the underdog kind of gimmick, it works for him.
Yeah, it does. It does. I love the selling of the arm injury right now.
Yep, and the blue thunder bomb he's pulling out now on regular matches.
I love that. That's my favorite move by this guy, Mr. El Generico.
El Generico.
But moving on, guys, let's get into this tag team tournament that set up by Shane McMahon. Thank you, Shane. That is unreal, this tournament.
This is what I want for the Divas, or the women's title.
Yeah. I hope that happens. So we'll get into that later when we talk about that woman's picture and what happened on Raw.
I mean, the shit show.
So it was announced by Shane again that the tournament would begin on that show, and the tournament would be to determine the number 1 contender for the tag team titles. It featured the Usos, the Vaudevillains, the Social Outcasts, Enzo and Cass, the Dudleys, Lucha Dragons, Golden Truth, and the Ascension. On Raw, we had the Dudleys defeated the Lucha Dragons, and the Usos defeated Social Outcasts. And on SmackDown, Enzo and Cass defeated the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains defeating Golden Truth. So that means next week it's going to be the Dudleys versus Enzo and Cass in the second round, and the Vaudevillains versus the Usos in the second round. So besides so 2 NXT tag teams and 2 WWE tag teams left. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I'm predicting Enzo and Cass versus the Vauds. I think that's probably going to happen.
Maybe the Usos and they get fucked over by the new tag team that came in.
Both matches are set to take place next week. There's no word yet if going back into the brand split theory, there's no word yet whether the Vaudevillains match is going to be on SmackDown or Raw. So we're still going to have to see. Maybe the Vaudevillains make their debut on Raw. You could do something like that.
Another thing, what is with this Primo and Epico
speaking of tag teams.
What the hell is
So we got the return of... I'm guessing they're going to be called Primo and Epico.
So are we happy that finally they got rid of Los Matadores?
I'm actually... myself, I'm 100% ecstatic that this tag team doesn't exist anymore. Who knows where the hell El Torito went after this? But, my God, I'm so glad. So glad.
No more Los Matadores, but we keep seeing these like vignettes for Epico and Primo coming back. So there's another fucking tag team got to add to the mix again. So it's like, wow.
A lot of tag teams.
Yeah.
But great ideas. Thank you, Shane, for this tag team tournament. It's a good way to get that tag team division going. I mean, it needed a small spark, something like that, to get it heated up again. The second round looks very good.
Yeah, and don't forget about New Day came out and promoted it.
Yeah. That promo. Man, these guys are freaking hilarious. I love these guys. I was just talking to someone at work today and how much he told me how much he loves New Day. And just the love for these guys grows and grows with the audience. It's nuts.
So I'm guessing they're tweeners then.
Yeah. I'm going to say they're tweeners. That promo was kind of heelish a little bit, but second round looks good. I mean, you got the heated matchup between the Dudleys and Enzo and Cass, which that's going to be hilarious to see the promo before that match. I predict the finals to be the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass, and I actually want Enzo and Cass to win, but maybe like the Dudleys screw them over, so I'm not like 100% on Enzo and Cass. Like, I know they got screwed a lot in NXT, so who knows what happens on the main roster. Maybe they'll get their break finally in the main roster. But interesting tag team debuted.
Yeah, in the Usos match.
Right after they were done, Usos were celebrating ring. The freaking Bullet Club, who we knew were backstage, okay? Like, we said on the podcast last week, which we didn't record and didn't get posted, but we said that the Bullet Club we knew were backstage and didn't debut on the Raw after WrestleMania, which we thought they were going to, but
fucking Anderson and Gallows come out from the crowd.
From the crowd in like street clothes. So like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall WCW style. It's just nuts. I mean, I thought these guys were gonna wait until like Finn Balor get called up. I mean, they're just gonna be on Raw and SmackDown. Like they're scheduled to be on Raw and SmackDown for the following weeks ahead. But I'm thinking that I thought they were just gonna be backstage and kind of take a look at the talent, see what happens on Raw and SmackDown, get an idea for what's gonna happen and all that stuff. But no, they debuted the second week
and they kicked the shit out of the Usos.
They just beat the crap out of the Usos, gave them that finisher, and WWE gave it a name, and I don't remember what it is, and it's bugging me right now. Crazy name, but.
Yeah, so is this like the AJ Styles Roman Reigns thing going along with the Usos? And
we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. I have a strong theory about that. Okay. But getting into this tag team tournament, in the back of my head right now, I have the Bullet Club having some sort of interaction in this tourney, something.
I think I honestly think the Usos are going to win in the semifinals, and then they're going to get fucked over in the finals.
That's interesting. An interesting thought here. They've been keeping the Vaudevillains only on SmackDown, and I know that it gets into the brand split, but. It just, if there is a brand split, where do you keep, like, I know they want Styles on Raw. I know for a fact they want Styles on Raw. So you have to keep the Bullet Club on. It just, again, what you were saying, all these tag teams, it's hard to predict what tag team would be on which show.
And then you have to have two.
You have to make
belts.
it even too. Yeah, exactly. You'd have to have two different belts. You'd have to split the belts up again.
WWE titles, remember?
I remember those. You had the little blue title for the SmackDown, and Raw had the world titles and had the red planet in the middle. Yeah. But yeah, man, Bullet Club, that was nuts.
Yeah, what a debut. We expected it last week, and then when we didn't see it, we were like, "Oh fuck, it's not going to happen." Yeah. And then they kind of surprised us with it the second week after WrestleMania.
Yeah. I do sadly predict, and this is a really booty prediction. I think the New Day are going to lose the titles the first the first match for that. Like whoever becomes number one contender, they're winning the titles right off the bat. It's a booty prediction, but I think the New Day are going to lose the titles.
I gotta go a little corporate here. Why aren't the League of Nations getting a title shot after they beat them at WrestleMania? What the fuck is this shit?
Because they're not a trustworthy tag team after
tag team.
They already kicked one of their members out last week.
They kicked Wade Barrett out. He sucks ass.
Well, exactly.
They kicked them out too.
They're not stable.
Oh yeah.
They're unstable. You can't have an unstable tag team.
Bullshit. Now they're getting jobbed by the Wyatts.
Oh man. I don't know. But speaking of the Bullet Club, even though this was a heel tactic by the Usos, the crowd went nuts. The crowd absolutely loved the Bullet Club. They knew where these guys come from. I mean, who wouldn't? It's the Bullet Club. If you know wrestling, you know the Bullet Club. If you know wrestling in deep, you know the Bullet Club. I'm probably not the 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds, all those, the kids at events, probably have no idea what the hell those guys were. Probably one kid's like, is that Festus? I guarantee you there's probably a kid that said that. But on SmackDown, they appeared in a dark segment. So they weren't even on television. There was two local jobbers in the ring. And they just, before the match or before they could say anything, they came out of the crowd again and beat the crap out of them.
Some two jobber boys?
Yeah, and then they got on the mic and basically said, like, if you don't know who we are, we don't care. We're going to run over any team in our way. And they said team there, so there's a little hint that they're going after a team. So, I don't know. I didn't see the Bullet Club coming at all. Yeah, that came out of the blue. That was nuts, especially against the Usos, like beating the shit out of them. There's no way I could have predicted that.
I'm just so confused because like where the fuck are they gonna go in the tag team division?
Exactly, and they become a bigger tag team. This is what I'm getting into right now. Who joins? And this is one of our polls for tonight. Who joins the Bullet Club first? Is it Styles or is it Balor?
Do they both join, or do they have?
Yeah, exactly. Do they both join? Do they wait for Balor to get called up to add him to the team, or is there a sudden change? What I'm going to get to later of AJ Styles going to the Bullet Club, because all these guys were in the Bullet Club in New Japan Wrestling. Styles and Balor were opposite. As soon as Balor left for WWE, Styles came in and filled in.
But honestly, I don't think you can turn AJ Styles heel. I think he's way too good of a babyface.
He is. I agree with you there. It would. I still kind of see him heel. There's like a small part of me that I could see him being heel. Maybe they take out, again, like you said, the Usos are going to win. Maybe they take out the Usos and take their place in the tournament.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the Usos won't be able to compete next week. Yeah. Because they did get pretty fucked up. I'm just thinking, like, The reason I don't want AJ Styles to go heel, I guess, is because they don't really have many strong faces right now because everyone's fucking injured.
And AJ Styles is a great face. The crowd loves him. Even the kids at live event love him. Like when I went to the live event in Buffalo, the kids loved AJ Styles when he came out. I'm like, wow, they know what this kid is, or they don't know who he is, but they fell in love with him as soon as he debuted. So he's good with the kids. So I mean, he could be a strong baby face and kept baby face for the rest of his career. But there's no way in hell that Finn Balor doesn't join. This guy's been teasing the Bullet Club for like the last year.
But he's still NXT champion.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like,
but when he comes up, he's guaranteed to join this team, 100%.
I think the Bullet Club should have debuted in NXT.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. Right now, I'm surprised that they did not debut in NXT first with Balor and then all get called up at the same time. They could have done that for like the next year, had them been the Balor Club in NXT for the next year and debut after next year's Raw after WrestleMania. That would have been insane. They could have done it that way, but I guess, WWE jumped the gun on this one. Maybe there's a reasoning for that we're not seeing here.
No, I don't know.
But I see the Bullet Club being way better than that Nexus tag team back in the day. They're known around the world. I mean, Nexus weren't known around the world. They were just a couple of rookies that we threw together into a team, and I think they'll last longer than Nexus did. I think that the Bullet Club is going to last for, if I had to guess, 2, maybe 3 years, maybe 4.
You mean like longevity, like Wyatt family?
Yeah. It's just nuts, man. The surplus of any talent over the last 2 years has been incredible.
And all the ones that WWE's stealing from them?
Yeah, and it's making the TV product better out there. And it's even like slightly, with the slight tuning into the creative a little bit right now, I love it. I love it right now. The product is 100% better. But getting into more Raw, oh man, I don't know what to say about this, but I have it titled here: the women's title picture and Dr. Phil.
I think I texted you and said, why the hell is Dr. Phil on Raw?
So we started with a good heel promo coming from Charlotte backstage. I mean, it's like, so far so good. Whoops, I spoke too soon. Here comes Dr. Phil for some reason. Why?
Why is he on Raw anyway?
The crowd booed him. Tune in Sunday for my Sunday Eat podcast. I have a lot to talk about for this. But getting into what happened, he comes in and talking to Charlotte about saying how her dad is holding her back and making her like try to be like him, using all these dirty tactics to win, and like just trying to be like Ric Flair. So Charlotte is set to face Natty for the women's title. But before anything can happen, we get Dr. Phil's Titantron.
And theme. He has a Titantron and theme. What the fuck?
So they gave this guy a Titantron. Oh, man. I got a lot to talk about on Sunday. He comes out to the ring and sits down ringside and gets interviewed by Byron Saxton. Not Michael Cole or JBL. He gets interviewed by Sideburn Sax. Okay, so Charlotte and Natty come out and they have their match. It was a really good match, actually.
It was good.
There was a couple of times where I actually thought Natty was going to win. Like, this was crazy good match, and I love the direction it's going into. But as Dr. Phil predicted earlier in his promo backstage, Natty lost by having Ric Flair help Charlotte win by pulling the referee out as he's pulling him out, and the ref obviously didn't see it. Charlotte's tapping to the sharpshooter, but then it's obviously a DQ because Ric Flair is with Charlotte, so Charlotte gets DQ'd, and Natty wins, but Charlotte retains the women's championship.
And Nate did his little fucking stupid dance. And
Yeah. But, I honestly don't know why, and I cannot tell you why WWE chose to have Dr. Phil come out for this.
I feel like they're like building like the divisive or the women's division starting to go up, and then like Dr. Phil came in and just like took it a couple steps back. I would expect him to be in the picture like 4 years ago. Like,
I thought they could have just kept him in the Golden Truth picture. I would have been okay with it on Raw. I mean, I would have said it was pointless, but
he didn't even say anything in that segment.
No,
he didn't even say a word.
He just left. It's so pointless. We got an email. A really good match, though.
Yeah, it was.
I really enjoyed it.
The women, honestly, they should have had a tournament for the women's title like they did with the tag team titles. I just feel like they just pushed Sasha and Becky out of the picture all of a sudden.
Where is Sasha and Becky right now? I know they're setting up this Becky and Emma thing, but where's Sasha Banks?
Where's Paige?
She was even Raw. Paige, a lot to talk about her. I mean,
She finally did the little Total
Yeah.
Divas garbage, so you think that they put her back in the picture.
She's caught up with the Total Divas garbage, but because Total Divas is still being shown right now, but it's filmed behind, it's got to wait till the season's over for her to be back on Raw, because they kind of just want to make her off TV while Total Divas is going on.
Yeah, and this was the only women's match and the only time that we saw the women tonight, so we don't even know like a side story that's going on. Sasha posted a picture on her Twitter about, I don't know if she got in trouble for it, but it was a picture of a shirt and it said they with and it had like like an X through it, and it said like they don't want me to be the best. So clearly she's upset that she kind of just got thrown out of the picture, which for good reason. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, why are they just pushing these people out of it and just pretending like it didn't exist? Like, I understand Natty, she's been there for a while, but she faced Charlotte like 18 times leading up to WrestleMania.
We saw it twice. You saw it once, I saw it once. So we're going to combine it as a 2-time. We saw it twice already. They've been facing each other at live events for like the last 2 months. Why do we have to see this on camera now? I mean, and of course, if you didn't see Ric Flair interfering in the match, then I don't know why you were even watching. Because you know that was going to happen. I'm not sure where the current direction is for this now.
No.
Like, I thought that match was going to be safe for Payback, and maybe she ends up getting a rematch at Payback for some reason, because apparently she'll deserve it for some reason again. I don't know what the direction is right now.
What are they doing with all the rest of the divas?
Exactly.
Women, like, what are they doing with them?
They only had one women's match on Raw. I thought there was going to be at least 2.
Leading up to WrestleMania, they usually had 2.
Where's Lana? I thought Lana was going to wrestle more. She debuted at WrestleMania. Apparently they wanted to push Eva Marie, but it looks like she went back down to NXT.
Thank God. Did Brie Bella officially retire, by the way?
Brie Bella's officially retired.
She didn't have a retirement speech or nothing?
No.
Or...
I don't know if that's coming up soon or not, but right now I think they're focused on the baby more than WWE right now.
Who knows what Nikki's doing?
Yeah, Nikki is still recovering from that neck injury. I don't know what her timeline is. Naomi and Tamina disappeared again. Summer Rae appears every like once in a blue moon. So, like, what the hell is going on? I thought they were supposed to improve this women's division, and they had them all last week on Raw during that stupid coronation ceremony, which was pointless. But,
and, like, who knows if Bayley's going to get called up?
I think she will. I think she's going to have a rematch first, because I watched NXT yesterday, and she says she's going to get a rematch, so I think that's going to happen first, and she'll probably lose again, and then she'll eventually get called up.
I think, well, we've been saying for a long time now that she's going to be the best woman in the
she's the John Cena of the women's division, hands down.
But yeah, WWE, figure this out, man. Like, give us something to be excited for. Don't just kind of
we were so excited.
Just don't throw in Natty out of nowhere. Just have some kind of meaningful, have some kind of tournament.
Exactly, like leading into that WrestleMania match, and then the announcement by Lita, I was so excited, and now you just fed us like crap for the last 2 weeks. So, you know what? They need to improve. But moving on, guys. AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. If Zayn won, he would have been added to the world title picture at Payback. 2 words for this. Instant classic.
Match of the year quality.
This was probably one of the best Raw matches I've ever seen in a long time. If you missed it, go back and watch it. I kid you not, this was like pay-per-view quality match. I could not believe both wrestlers pulled out all the stops in this match. There were a lot of good spots back and forth. But again, after it was all said and done, we had AJ Styles pulling out the victory. And wow, sad for Sami Zayn. That's sad. I honestly thought he might have pulled out the victory in this one and be added. That would have been a crazy world title match.
Yeah.
But this was unreal. I applaud both wrestlers in this match.
After the match backstage, they had like a little moment or something.
A little moment saying, basically just AJ Styles respecting Zayn, saying he'll get his shot another time.
But yeah, what a match though. And this should have been the main event.
This is what I want to get into. Why was this not the main event? We'll get into it actually later when we're talking about the Roman Reigns thing. But both these guys, so much talent. 100% future champs, both of them, guaranteed. Good for Styles. He's looking strong, coming out on top before his Payback match. Styles and Reigns looks like it's going to be a really good match now at Payback. I mean, both wrestlers are great. I mean, I'm saying that for Reigns, and I'm not just saying it because, like, I'm saying it. He's actually a good wrestler. He's shit at mic skills. He can't get over with the crowd because his mic skills are terrible. But he's a good wrestler. Like, he's all right. Unfortunate for Zayn, though. I mean, he's got to finish his feud with Owens. But I mean, what happens to Styles? Like, what's gonna happen with this match at Payback?
I think Roman Reigns is gonna win dirty.
I have a bold prediction, And this is my prediction. You're going to hear this first, guys.
Oh my god, is this another Zack Ryder
This is
prediction
a
over
Zack
here?
Ryder prediction, which might come true. Hey, it came true. You're welcome for me
one
calling
night
that.
only.
This is a bold prediction. So this is what's going to go. This is what's going to go down. They're going to have their match. The Bullet Club is going to interfere in this world title match. It will cause Reigns to win by DQ. They're gonna beat the shit out of Roman Reigns while AJ Styles is gonna look there and go, "What the hell is going on?" Right? He's gonna look confused as all fuck. So that is gonna cause Reigns to win by disqualification. There's gonna be a standoff in the ring. There's gonna be Reigns and Styles on one side and the two Bullet Club members on the other side, and that's where Styles does the gunpoint Bullet Club salute and points at Reigns, and that's where all three of them start beating the shit out of Roman Reigns, and then they come out on top, maybe with like AJ Styles holding the title and standing on Reigns after. But that's how AJ Styles is going to join the Bullet Club, and bam, you heard it here first. That's what's going to happen. Bold prediction.
Book it for
Yeah, book
online
it, guys.
betting. Online betting. There you go.
If not, then I literally can't see what lies ahead for Styles. If he doesn't pick up the victory at Payback, where does he go from here?
Who does he face?
Like,
Kevin
who does he?
Owens again?
Who does he feud with? Like, I can't think of anybody.
Versus Chris Jericho again for the sixth time.
No.
Are we gonna
I
get
hope it
into?
doesn't happen.
Can we get into Jericho segment, please? Because that was pretty fucking hilarious. The highlight reel.
So Jericho had a highlight reel.
And what is with his Miz look with the fucking scarf and like the... I don't know what his look is with now.
I love how Ambrose like pointed out like nice scarf, man. The camera zoomed out and just showed it like all the way to his feet.
And I love how he's got the plant in the middle of the ring on the stool.
He brings a plant. Wasn't there like Jericho had a plant before? Where did he get that plant?
From Ambrose.
Yeah, so Ambrose brought another plant.
He brought his own plant.
And
the fucking sign. It
says
Ambrose Asylum on it, and put it over the Jaretron.
And it became the Ambrose Asylum. So it was basically the highlight reel versus the Ambrose Asylum. And basically, I'm guessing this is the start of the feud for these
because
guys.
they did tease this feud way back when Jericho teamed with them against the Wyatts, and then after the match, he kind of pushed Ambrose.
Yep. And they looked at each other last week on Raw when they were making their... Jericho was coming out while Ambrose was leaving after a match, and they kind of had a stare down. So I guess it's the start of feud. You know what? I
don't mind this because both of them don't really have anything to do. So
exactly,
I guess
it's just like a spot filler, and it's a happy spot filler. If that makes
it's a
any
good
sense.
mid card match. I like it.
But that was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was a really good segment. And he knocks over Jericho's plant. Oh man,
the Ambrose Asylum sign. God,
that's great. That's probably going to become like next week. I guarantee you, it's going to be the setup. It's actually going to be like a logo on the screen. I see it happening. There's going to be like crap everywhere, like stray jackets and stuff. But that was a pretty fun segment. But moving into the main event, the unusual team of Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah, because Shane McMahon said he wants to see more of Bray and Roman because
it was announced earlier that they would team up and faced two members of the League of Nations, but ended up being Sheamus and Del Rio.
Yeah, because what happened in the middle of the show was Reigns was in the ring doing a promo, and League of Nations came out, and then all three of them were about to attack him, and then the Wyatts came out all of a sudden, and then
there was just confusion, and then Shane came out and said, "Whoa, let's calm it down, boys."
Teddy Long style, we're gonna have a tag
team match. Like we're watching SmackDown. This is the main event. Why was Sami Zayn and Styles not the main event, and this crap was the main event? I mean, it was all right match, not good. It was all right, not main event quality. The Zayn style should have ended the show. That would have been way better. But you got the obvious Roman and Bray stare downs throughout the match, the awkward tags. You know that's going to happen. But Bray, not Roman, Bray picks up the victory in this one with Sister Abigail. He reversed the cross arm breaker into the Sister Abigail.
Neat.
On your boy over there.
That was bullshit.
But then after the match, they had the stare down between Bray and Roman. But very, very, very unusual tag team. But Raw needs to stop ending with the tag team matches.
Well, they had a dark match after that. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. I read about it, but I'm like, why didn't they just televise that? Because
it ended up being the Wyatts against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and
exactly. But I didn't want to see Roman, and I didn't want to see Roman and Bray team up in the first place. I don't think anyone wanted to see that.
And now, why is AJ Styles teaming with Roman Reigns on the show on the dark match after? Like, what the fuck is that?
I scratch my head right now at shit they do in the dark match sometimes. But the Raw should have ended with Sami Zayn and Styles. Bottom line. But you know what? It was a pretty decent match. was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's gonna happen out of this match. Like Roman's is gonna go on feud with Styles, and eventually Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt are gonna feud whenever Bray Wyatt heals from this injury. We'll get into later. Roman is apparently donning this new slogan, which it's creating heat. So I don't know why he keep going with it. He said the last 2 weeks. Here it is. I'm not a good guy, or I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy. Ooh. Okay, sick, Roman.
It's almost as good as the King of Kings. Ooh.
Oh man, like he's getting a lot of heat from the crowd. Like, just go heel already, man. Just do it. Just go heel, get it over with, man.
But yeah,
but
then all the kids buying his merch though.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the problem.
Speaking of the Wyatts here, is Braun Strowman being held back? Weren't we told like a month ago that he's gonna get this massive push because Vince McMahon is so high on him?
He was supposed to be Undertaker versus Braun
and then he was after that he was supposed to be the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Then he wasn't even in it, and then now he's just like in the background. And can I just say that the Wyatts look depleted without Luke Harper? He makes basically half that team.
Eric Rowan's irrelevant.
Yeah, and Braun Strowman's apparently becoming more relevant because he's not doing anything anymore. I thought he was supposed to get this massive push. Where the hell is he?
And he still hasn't lost a match.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand what the hell's going on with Braun Strowman. Like, figure it out, guys.
They can't decide if they want to push this guy a megastar or they want to keep him as fucking
They don't know.
irrelevant.
He's got
There's no
a
middle
really
ground.
baby face look to him, man. It's so weird for a Wyatt member.
I can't look at him the same way after I went back and looked that he was in the Adam Rose Rosebuds.
Yeah. You can't. It's for all of you out there, you didn't know that. Bam. Mind blow.
There you go. He was with the Radical Mongoose, baby.
Yeah, baby. But side notes from Raw, guys. So this is the new part here I'm including. These are all parts that that aren't worthy of discussing for an hour over. So side notes, we had Apollo Crews showcase match number 3 versus Adam Rose, the Radical Mongoose.
He took one of his teeth out apparently last week.
Well, we got into it. I didn't think we were going to talk about it. But I ended up talking about it. I should have talked about it more. The highlight reel replaced Ambrose Asylum, or they faced each other actually. Basically, that was the official start of Ambrose and Jericho. We had the Miz and Maurice backstage segment with the M&Ms and how he didn't like M&Ms, and Maurice just yelling and being a bitch.
And who interrupted that segment? Someone did. I can't remember who.
Oh man, someone did interrupt the segment. See, this is why obviously wasn't important because I don't remember. But anyways. Kalisto appears to have suffered injury as well during the Dudley's match. Apparently he was 10-2 at ringside. It looked like a work, but apparently he's been injured.
It was Cesaro.
Wow.
Cesaro.
He interfered on Miz and Maurice. Yeah, that was hilarious.
He was in his suit again
his James
somehow.
Bond suit.
With his beats in his ear. Anyway,
his tearaway Swiss Superman suit.
Yeah.
But Kalisto's injured.
Yeah, he didn't even wrestle the whole match. Sin Cara just got buried the whole match.
Oh man, so does this mean he's going to drop the U.S. title? Like, what's
going
on
on how
with
long?
that?
If it's a 2,
I've heard nothing right now.
If it's a 2-week injury, no. But if it's like a long-term injury, possibly.
Apparently, it's rumored to be his collarbone because apparently someone who was live there said that the doctors were checking his collarbone area. So that could be dangerous if it's really bad. Let's get into the SmackDown results / notes. Yay! So SmackDown opened this week with Miz TV. It featured Zack Ryder on it. Miz trolled by saying he would get another title shot and said, no, basically, just kidding. You're booked to face Baron Corbin. He faced Baron Corbin and he got squashed, obviously. After the match, Corbin attacked Ryder and Ziggler came out for the save, so I'm guessing that's going to start a Ziggler and Baron Corbin feud.
Yeah, because Corbin did attack him the Raw after WrestleMania.
So, but apparently Baron Corbin looked really good. So I'm telling you, this guy, day one Corbin fan right here.
Just change his theme, please. His theme sucks.
I love his theme. I'm going to disagree on that. But third match of SmackDown. This is the one I said earlier where I'm not going to discuss after I read this. We're just going to move on. Emma defeated Paige.
Yeah, buddy!
Moving on. Moving on, AJ Styles. We'll get into this one. How about this? AJ Styles defeats Alberto Del Rio.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Move on.
Apparently, it was noted that it was a very good match.
Was that the main event?
No, it was not. But it was noted that was a good match.
That seems like it'd be a good feud.
Yeah. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy defeated the Ascension, obviously, as we got into earlier.
God.
And the Vaudevillains defeated Golden Truth to move on in the tournament. And the main event was Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho,
Wow.
which actually ended up being a really good match. Ambrose and Owens were on commentary, basically kept arguing back and forth, eventually caused an interference in the match, and Ambrose and Zayn cleared the ring to end the show. So basically just sparking both their feuds at the same time. I think I didn't read the dark match. Maybe they ended up in a tag team match after. Probably. I mean,
Was
SmackDown.
was the Zayn Jericho match any good?
Apparently, it was known to be good. Apparently, the AJ Styles and Berto Del Rio and those matches were the matches of the night, obviously. But that's 7 matches for Smack. Well,
Wow.
6 matches and 7 total segments for SmackDown. So
Compared to
again,
what they had-
the brand
oh my
split.
God.
It's becoming more clear every day. It's nuts. I mean, if SmackDown's getting slightly better that way, I can see it. It's gonna happen. It's going to be interesting on who they keep on which brand. But yeah, that's going to do it for the review, guys. Let's get into the Luke Gallows polls, ironically,
Yay.
as you know now. Get into the first poll. Does Kevin Owens deserve his rematch?
No.
This got a total of 2 votes, and it was split down the middle, unfortunately. So 50%, yes, it's only fair, and no, has to work for it. So it got half the votes, but I think he deserved it.
I think he still did.
That the IC title.
Why wouldn't he deserve it?
Because he deserved the IC title rematch. He didn't deserve the world title rematch like he wanted, or the match like he wanted. He deserved the IC title rematch. So Owens, I can agree with you for the IC title. Just nothing else.
Next, we've got who deserves a rematch for the women's championship. Oh, total of 2 votes. Come on, guys,
know,
you got to
right?
start voting a little bit. more
I
here.
thought maybe I should start hashtagging it women's wrestling or something, because I'm surprised it's only got 2 votes in the middle of Raw.
Yeah, and it got split down the middle between Sasha and Becky. Okay, but
I think maybe I agree with Sasha, because
I think if there was 1,000 votes, it would be like 900 for Sasha. But
ooh, and 100 to Becky Lynch.
yeah, there you go. Phil voted 100 times. There you
Yeah. Shadows no so Phil. Moving into the next poll. Do the Dudleys need Spike Dudley to become more relevant again? This got a total of 4 votes. 75% said yes. 25 said no. So 3 for yes and 1 vote for no.
Interesting note about that. I was watching the network the other day. They had a preview for the Dudleys documentary thing, and they showed Spike Dudley in an interview. He's got no hair. He's bald.
Really?
He looks. I didn't even know it looked like Spike Dudley.
Did he have a beard at least?
No,
wow.
Like it doesn't. It did not look like Spike Dudley at all. I didn't even notice it was him until they put the little thing up that said Spike Dudley. I was like, "That's Spike Dudley." You got to go look at what he looks like now.
I gotta
He is
check that
fucked
out.
up. He does not have any hair.
I don't know. I'm scared. Now I don't even think I should have put that poll up if I knew that.
Yeah,
so he's not coming back. There's
does
no way.
not
Unless
look like
he comes
Spike
back
Dudley.
as a bald guy. It can work. It's interesting.
Next, we've got, do you think the Wyatts are face? Yes, a time for change, or no, it's a trap. And 60% of you say, yes, time for change. 10 votes.
So you guys think that the Why should be face?
I don't know.
I'm going to slightly disagree with that. They're better heels.
Their gimmick doesn't work as a face gimmick.
No, it doesn't. I mean, that's what they tried to make it look like on Raw by teaming with Roman, but Roman gets booed, so that's not really being face.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to get him over as a face.
No.
But then they end up being a heel in the dark match after, so what the...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Moving into the next poll, AJ Styles or Finn Balor, who joins the Bullet Club first? This got a total of 18 votes. You guys voted 61% for Finn Balor and 39% for AJ Styles.
Wow.
So interesting. You guys think that Finn Balor, who's going to be holding an NXT probably for the next 6 months, is going to be debuting before AJ Styles? I'm going to disagree with you. I honestly think AJ Styles will be the first one to be in the Bullet Club.
Well, if your bold prediction comes to place in Payback...
And it's going to happen because that's my bold prediction, guys. I'm gonna have like a bold prediction every month.
Great.
It's crazy how you guys think Finn Balor, really? I don't know. Maybe it's because he's teased Bullet Club so much.
He's had the shirts.
Yeah.
AJ Styles really hasn't talked about them, so.
Yeah. So here's a great poll for you to read.
Who wants to see Kevin Owens and Maurice have an argument in French? Total of 13 votes. We got 85% and no got 15.
Yeah. So we and no. We got 85%. So
I'm
people that know
definitely
French
against
out
this.
there.
Fuck that.
That'd be hilarious
No.
to see these two guys argue in
guys?
French. Or these two people, sorry. Who knows? Maybe Maurice is a guy. I don't know what Miz likes. Anyways, that'd be hilarious to see these guys argue. Just because I'm French Canadian, that's hilarious. That would be an interesting argument because me and Nosa Phil is also French Canadian. We can both tell exactly what they're saying. I mean, they could probably say a lot of crap that people would know out there saying, but
I would rather see Enzo versus Santino in a wannabe Italian
wannabe
Italian speaking
match.
con. That's what I would like to see because I'm Italian. I would love to see that, but that's just me anyway.
That'd be hilarious. But getting into the last poll of the night, we didn't have a lot of polls. I mean, Raw was semi-okay. I mean, so I didn't get a lot of polls out there, and I couldn't really think. I'm getting less creative with these polls. We need stuff to happen on Raw for me to get more creative. The last poll: Jericho highlight reel or Ambrose Asylum? 100% to 0. 100% won with Ambrose Asylum.
How many votes?
2 votes.
2 votes. Whopping 2 votes.
Whopping 2 votes. You guys like the Ambrose Asylum or the highlight reel? That's just probably a biased opinion, but the highlight reel will always be the highlight reel. There's been classic moments in the highlight reel.
It still is the best.
Yeah, Ambrose Asylum I don't think is going to stick.
Unless he gets some kind of like crazy ass ring setup.
I see that. I see there's probably like stray jackets and just shit everywhere. And it's called the Asylum. I think that's going to happen next week. I would love if that happens actually. But that's it for the poll segment, guys. The Luke Gallows polls.
Yep.
So getting into the final segment of the week. The WWE news. So
Yay.
interesting news this week. We actually have news to talk about. The podcast before, the one that we recorded and didn't get posted,
They didn't have shit on
we
there.
had nothing to read, man. It was really quiet a little bit. So we got stuff to read this week. First up, Bobby Roode expected to sign with WWE very, very soon
Well, they showed him in the crowd
at
during
Takeover. So apparently it's said to be a Joey Gargano contract.
Oh yeah, Johnny Gargano. Shout out to Johnny.
That's hilarious. When I read this thing, I'm like, oh my god, my co-host is gonna go nuts. Meaning that he's allowed to appear on indie circuits to a WWE's discretion. So probably he's not allowed to appear on Ring of Honor, TNA, New Japan, maybe like a small indie, like a high school gym. He's allowed to appear.
Isn't that what TNA's been doing with a lot of their guys?
Yeah, they're allowed to like go out and do like indie corporations that are not going to affect the ratings against TNA.
So what happens if they got hurt during those indie promotions?
There has to be something in the contract. There's got to be something that like where like WWE's not going to pay you for being injured.
They're not liable. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Getting into another bit of news, Bray Wyatt is officially injured again. Apparently WWE officially posted it, and there's no timeline for his return, but it is a calf injury. There's several videos out there apparently of the calf injury at a live event. Great. Like this guy needs to catch a break. I feel bad for Bray Wyatt. Like he just came back from a back injury.
And with Luke Harper already out.
Yeah, now you got Bray Wyatt out. So yeah, this is where Braun Strowman needs to shine, baby. You got two of the leading members.
You basically have one because Eric Rowan's terrible and he's just irrelevant. So you basically have one member left.
Oh man, I feel so bad for Bray Wyatt, and I hope he gets better and is not significant injury because they want to set up Brock versus Bray, and I really want to see that. Like I would, maybe they'll set that up for SummerSlam now.
But you know Bray's just gonna get bodied again.
No, I think that's gonna be a good match. I think that's gonna be like Brock's first test in a while because all Brock's matches the last year and a half have been no contest. He faced Seth Rollins, he beat the shit out of him. Like he faced Ambrose, he beat the shit out of him.
Taker,
he beats the shit out of him. Like he needs something to contest with.
Braun Strowman.
I know maybe Braun Strowman. Yeah, maybe it's Braun Strowman. Who knows? But moving into the other big news, there's a little bit of sad news. Is I remember this guy. If all you ECW fans out there, you'll remember this guy. ECW legend Balls Mahoney.
I got balls.
Passed away at age 44. Apparently, it was said that he'd taken a bad fall a week before at a wrestling event, but there's no confirmation if it had anything to do with his death. I read the way how he died, and I really don't want to read it. It's not bad, but it's just really sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it out loud. If you guys want to go check it out, it's all over the wrestling dirt sheets out there.
Yep.
So go read it. Moving on, the WWE is currently kicking off its European tour right now, so that's why SmackDown had a lackluster of talent, because they're overseas having live events. And also Raw and SmackDown next week will be from the UK.
Okay, it's the UK Raw.
Yeah.
All right.
After being pulled from the live event, speaking of, Undertaker has been added back to only a couple. Not all of them, but only a couple. And he's also being featured on the SmackDown taping of the UK next week, which is probably said to be a dark match. But he said when he got put back on the live events, it said he's being teamed up with Kane. So, Brothers Destruction matches, obviously. Whether or not Kane will be on the TV part of SmackDown next week or not, or maybe it's a dark match segment, but Undertaker is scheduled back on a couple of European tours after being pulled completely. So I got scared for a bit. I got scared for a bit because I thought he was really injured. I want to see. We know he's going to be at WrestleMania next year. He's not done yet, and I guarantee you it's going to be his last, and it's probably going to be against John Cena because that's the one they wanted to do this year. So. Good for Undertaker. I mean, he in incredible shape, better shape than he was at WrestleMania 30. If he wants to do live events, more power to him. Vince is probably like, you want to do live events? Come on, man, come do them. Whatever he wants to do.
If only we could see an Undertaker live event.
That'd be great. Last time I saw Undertaker was at Raw, old school, back when CM Punk
5 minutes
and
left.
Apparently. Oh, we got into this already. So we said this at the beginning of Raw. The last bit of news I had written down here was the WWE tweeting over the fact that the social media overwhelming support for Shane is actually true. Which is crazy. I mean, I didn't think that was going to be true. It wasn't a storyline. It was true. But
in the words of Kurt Angle, it's true.
It's damn true. But guys, that's going to wrap it up this week for the Lowdown show.
Our real 2-year anniversary.
Our real 2-year anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into your favorite Thursday night podcast where we review and discuss Raw and SmackDown from the week and any important news in the WWE, and also our new segment, the Luke Gallows Polls. If you like this episode, hit that like button on YouTube, as well as subscribe to the channel on Twitter and like us on Facebook. All the links will be in the description below. And again, if you want to join in on the conversation, share your thoughts or leave us a question, share them on Twitter at NoHoldsBarWP using the hashtag #LowdownShow, or go over to our official website and send us an email. The official link for that website is in the description below as well. And until next time, guys, I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I continue to be joined after 2 years by my co-host, the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Don't forget it.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we're here, as always, reminding you to keep it on the lowdown.
You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street.